colour is red. So when I say red, I'm using 3 speech sounds smushed together. Red. So if I had to do a symbol for each of those sounds, red, red, it might look like that. Let's just have these as symbols for speech sounds. So if I'm going to write a sentence where I'm going to squish together not just the sounds in the word, look, there's red again. Red, red, red. And here we've got this, what we call finger space, and that just means these speech sounds squished together. So there are 3 there, there's only 1 there, there are 3 there. In between there, so these are words, so 3 words. But when we speak, we squish those together as well. So if it was a red bus, we don't go a red bus, we'll go a red bus. So if you were just listening, you might, and you're an alien, you might not know that there are 3 words there. But we need to understand that when we're understanding this system here of putting down some speech sounds and words and sentences on paper and the system that we use. So this squiggle here represents the speech sound which happens to be a word, a red bus. So we've got ed, so we've got ed, red. This must be bus, bus. So if you can hear those sounds when we say bus, 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 which can be quite difficult to hear, but if you can hear how those sounds smush together, you can understand more easily what those sound symbols represent. So, and also, look at this. So we don't have to, oh, it's not a different symbol, it's the same one. So this must be so we had a red bus, this must be ed, red. I wonder what this must be. Oh, hold on, I saw that symbol before in a red bus. Oh, so that must be a just there. And this is what we do. The more we see it, more and more we go, oh, I recognise that. So you don't have to keep looking at every single word and working out every single word. The more symbols you know, the quicker it is to figure it out. So we've got a red bus, ed, red, house, house. And because we've got this lovely system here of a red bus, a red house, what do you think this might be? This might be ed, red. What might it be? Could be a chimney, could be 3 little windows, a red roof. Oh, it's a red roof. So these sound symbols are really, really important. And wouldn't it be nice if we had a sound symbol for every speech sound that we have that we use in English? Unfortunately, there are over 44 speech sounds that we use in English, and we've only got 26 letters. So here, this is one of the letters. This is the representation, the sound pick for the sound So remember that that's the sound Well, here, this is the representation for in this word. Here's the representation, the sound pick for and here's the one for d. But we've only got 26 letters of the alphabet. So if I think about ed, so we think about which symbols would go on there if we just had sound symbols. We would have that funny, well, I'm not going to do them for you now because I probably wouldn't do them very well. So ed, okay, we might have ed, where we're just changing one symbol there. So it's still the and the d, and the d, we're just changing a symbol here. So red, said, head, ed, head, ed, head, ed, head. So the symbols, the sound symbols stay the same. So there's a monster, a speech sound monster for every sound that we use. So instead of ed, red, oh, we've got monster, 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 d. So when we've got red, let's just think about those symbols and just having different symbols. So instead of having those ones that I just put just there, let's have these monster symbols. Okay, so we've got ed, red. Just made it to fit a little bit better. Ed, red. So if I had said, said, I can use the and the D, because we're just using sound symbols, aren't we? But now I need my monster. So we had ed, now we've got ed, or we could have ed. So again, wouldn't it be nice if we just had sound symbols? Because when we come to reading and spelling, we would just be able to follow the monster sounds to say the word. We'd know ed, oh, that's the word red. Or ed, that's the word said. Ed, that's the word head. That would be simple, wouldn't it? But because there are more than 26 sounds, so we had d. So we had the sounds ed, ed. Oh, even more complicated. Look, it could have been a different kind of red. So we've got ed red. That might be like in the book, red. We might have said. We might have d. So we've still got those same monster sounds, but look at the letters now. Oh, look at that. There are actually 4 letters. So on said, that's the picture for s, that's the picture for and that's the picture for d. So we had in this red here, meaning the colour, we had those. Here we've got ed, even though it's the same sounds. And what about if we had head? Let's play the monster sounds. D. Head. Oh, look at this. Ed, head. So now we've got d, head. So this was the same sound. Oh no, but look. Here's a letter E. Here are 2 letters together. The letter E is here, but it's an EA. Oh, that's the same. So we've got red, said, head. Oh my goodness me. So that's why aliens would choose this way to be able to figure out these words. They'd follow the monster sounds to say the word. E, many. And then look at the letters. So look, here's an M, there's an A, there's an N, there's a Y. In this word, the picture for is an A. Let's see if I can find another one with that monster, the monster The monster says Look, here it is. Said. And look, what I've also done is done black, grey, black. Instead of the letters, instead of the numbers, here, said, which puts them together. I'm showing it you going black, grey, black, grey, black, grey, all the way through the sentence. And it means you don't get fooled. So instead of looking at that first, we look at the sounds first. Us, as, has. Oh, look, there's that letter A. So the letter A in that word is an A, monster A. In here it was an E. Let's see if we can find another one with that letter A. Oh, after. Or you might say after, because you see also we speak differently. We often speak very differently to somebody next to us. So all of these things, so even if you say after and would say, oh, I don't think that's the right monster, you can change it. But here you would go, I think it's after. So you can change it because of the way you say it. Just 1 in 4 human beings are going to really struggle to figure out every word by looking at the letters first, because the letters represent lots of different sounds. Whereas when we do the monster sounds, we can just figure out the word first. Come. Oh, look at that. So up and come. 3 sounds, monsters. So when you see this word, you know it's come. Easy. And then the more you do that, you just look at that straight away, recognize that's the word come. And what happens is, this is what happens with brains, because you figured out the speech sounds, the spelling, and as long as you know the meaning, you will store this word in your brain word bank. So next time you see it, you don't have to do all of that because you'll recognize it on sight. And if you saw it there and it didn't have the clues, the cues to show you the speech sounds and to show you which letters go with those speech sounds, supposing you just had it like this, well, you can use my words to go just here. Type it in. Type those letters in. Do you see them? B-E-C-A-U-S-E, B-E-C-A-U-S-E, and then let's check it. Oh, look. B-I-C-O-S, because, and it'll show you. So let's use mapped words because the monsters show the speech sounds and the black, grey code mapping shows the graphemes, show the letters that go together. So to make it easy at the beginning, let's just start off with monsters at it. Building words, we could do 5 sound words. We're just going to do these monsters to start off with. So we could follow the monster sounds to say the word, just thinking about the sounds. Tin. But then have a look at the letters that are going to map with those speech sound monsters. Tin. And that's what it looks like.
At least 1 in 4 children are going to struggle if you start with the letters.
So instead of starting that way round, where we've got to remember the sound for that, and it might be a different sound like it later on.
So the T represents T in this word, but it's not always going to. Think about picture. It represents the Ch sound.
We're just going to start it logically so that even 2 and 3-year-olds can get started. Follow the monster sounds to say the word it, sit, the word sit. Which are the letters, which are the pictures of the sounds? It, sit. In this word it's the S, the I and the T. And here it is. She's saying sit. So it means that when we start to look at these, and we're still going to show them with the code mapping, which are the letters that go together. So when they see this, st, at and stan, they've already seen it before. St, at and stan. Stan, sit. They've already seen it before. It, sit, it, sit, sit. So if an alien was to come down and say, how on earth do people know how to look at these funny squiggles and to know what the words are and to understand? This is what I'd say. We start off with just a few of these speech sound monsters. Sat, itten, and then we can follow the monster sounds to say the word even when the monsters aren't there, and we build it up. But even though we're going to build up all of these letters that go together as pictures of the speech sounds, of the monster sounds, so we're going to be able to look at them, we're going to be able to build words and sentences. So we're going to be able to look at these and we're going to be able to build the words. Oh, look, there's the speech sound king. There's the speech sound king. So we can either build the word with those sound picks or build them first of all with the sounds. So the king we need king. 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 So we're going to be looking at the letters and thinking of the sounds. We're going to think about the sounds and have a look at the letters, and we're going to build it up and build it up until very, very quickly the children can all read not just words and sentences that are made up of these, but all these high frequency words as well, and the sentences. And then pretty quickly, do you know what happens? Brains take over and the children start to self-teach, but they use the tech when they need it for the words they need to be able to decode or spell. So There are going to be lots and lots of words that the children can't read and spell with just these. So what can they do? Use the tech. Supposing they wanted to spell Tyrannosaurus. Let's just check it. So we're sure about the spelling. We're sure about which letters go together with which sounds. Tyrannosaurus. Amazing. So it's a combination of us showing them things, them discovering things, and away they go. The tech is quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. In fact, it's out of this world. It's out of this out of this world.
Out of this world.
What do you think?